Yeah, I will be talking about the brain and the mind, how the brain operates and how the mind also operates. But I would be elaborating on two part of this topic. I've got a roll of them I would be talking about in different videos. Today I will be doing that of anger and business, how the brain and the mind controls us. You see, there was this unfortunate day for me. I had wanted to take up something. Immediately I picked it up. I mistakenly dropped my laptop and I was picking up my Kindle actually. Now, I got really paranoid. I got really upset. I lost it completely. I went overboard. This is how anger manipulates us. Now, at that point, I would elaborate this factor really correctly for us to understand in a very peaceful manner. You understand that the mind is dominated around the heart area, okay? And the brain, it's on its own. It kind of have more distance to the heart. The brain has that distance to the heart. You get it? So which means most oftentimes we tend to overreact because of what our mind make us feel. You see, because the mind is so close. And when we're reacting, because the brain is in a distant place, unlike the mind, we don't employ the services of the brain. Now, something happened. Immediately the laptop dropped from the table. I felt so angry. I wanted to hit the Kindle on the floor. Then because I don't keep my brain far from my heart as much as the mind is close to my heart, you see, the brain gave me a signal that was a message. The brain sent me that message and it was like, do you know this laptop is broken already? It will cost you money to either fix or replace. And if you try to hit this Kindle on the floor and the Kindle also get damaged, you're going to be incurring two costs of two different kind of devices. Now, which will you prefer? Would you prefer to destroy them both and incur the cost? Or you prefer to accept the fact that this is broken out of your mistake because you didn't do it consciously? Now, immediately, I took the pain to change. I held my Kindle, I looked at it, I got really upset, and I just sat down. Now, my mind started giving me that pains. Like, yeah, as much as you do not react, you still need to just fix this thing. That I started going through the pain that it's going to cost me a whole lot of time to get all my files. And also, it would trigger my budget, you see. Now, I started feeling that pain, but I was calm. I wasn't that angered anymore. I was seriously calm, but now I took the pains to the heart. That's because I gave the brain a room for its own service. At every time we get angry, and every time we go extremely upset, the brain and the mind gets to work. Because the mind is close to where the heart is, it sometimes gives us the reason to do things that we later on regretted. And only few people understand the fact that as much as the brain is far to the heart compared to the mind to the heart, they still need to employ the services of the brain, which is more reason why you see people out there when they go upset completely, they do things they regret after their action, immediately after their action apparently. That's because they let the mind overrule them. The mind begins to manipulate you like your emotions. It takes hold of your emotions. It starts manipulating you until you are done with your action. That is when you realize the consequences of your action. But when you give the brain a chance to do something, the brain will tell you, as much as you want to react, like the mind is telling you, how about look into the fact that you could overreact and destroy things you can fix or you cannot fix. Which is why a lot of people get to destroy a whole lot when they get angry, because they don't give the brain a chance to be part of that action process. All right. So I want us to always understand the fact that no matter how much we're angered, no matter how much we're extremely upset, we should not let our minds rule us. We should give room for the brain to be part of our thought. And that way, we would be able to fix anything. And then the second one I'm going to talk about is business. Now, I'm going to use cryptocurrency or Forex as example to this. Imagine your friend had come to you to talk to you about a business. Now, this is Forex. When you invest $1 million, within a short period of time, you can make out $50 million. Yes, it's possible. Yeah, a lot of people out there do it and they make it big from it actually through cryptocurrency, whatever it is, Forex and blah, blah, blah. They do make so much out of it. But now, after your friend has given you all the details about this business, what did you do? You let your mind do the thinking for you instead of involving your brain to get a perfect thought or at least a better one, if your brain is intact and on check. Now, the mind tells you, wow, do you know what it feels like to invest 1 million and get 50 million? You could buy these expensive cars, you know. You could paint the town blue, black, and red, you know. You could buy a lot of houses, you know. It starts giving you all these good things you would achieve. You see that? Then you start feeling so good to yourself. You start feeling so sweet. You know, now the mind is dominating. The mind is making you feel at that point. You understand? And then, because the brain is quite in a distant place, you do not want to employ the services of the brain. Then you go on with that business, then it fails. Now, this is where the brain would have helped you out. The brain would tell you, as much as if you finally get to win this deal, yes, you will buy all those things your heart desires that makes you feel happy. But then let's look at it from this other angle. What if this business don't go well? Now you see, the brain is always on check to make you see the good and the bad side of it. So you don't stick to one part of it and feel like it's all good. Now, what if this business don't go well? What will you do? What will you fall back to? What is going to be your next action? Because if I were you, I would tell you to do this. Employ these 3 objectives of risk: the calculated risk, the maximum risk, and then the high risk. I will discuss about these 3 kind of risks later in the video. Now, when you understand these 3 kind of risks the brain is telling you about, you'll have a rethink. As much as, yes, this deal will go well for me and I will make it, and I'll buy all those things that my heart so desires. But now, what if it doesn't go well? Now, you see, when you pick any out of those risks, those are the consequences you're going to get. If you had to put in 500 instead of 1 million, that's the kind of risks you have chosen for yourself. If you have to try for 100 instead of 1 meal, that's the kind of risks you have chosen for yourself. But at that point, the mind and the brain are together working. As long as the mind makes you feel so happy about what you expect to get, the brain also makes you see the other side of the consequences. The mind is all about the outcome, while the brain is all about the process and as well the outcome. Because if your brain is intact and unchecked, your brain is always going to direct you accurately. We all sometimes get misled, not because of what we think with our brains. It's because of what we let the mind do with our heart. So I will be discussing another 2 factors in my next video, how the brain and the mind can manipulate you into finding a better answer for yourself or into getting into trouble. This is Greenleaf Entertainment channel. Keep watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Peace out.